Thank you. Yeah. I'm still recovering because I heard Raymond say cheap in a sentence, which is really nice for us, cheap and TV. So that makes a good day. In any sentence, basically, it's a good day for us. I'm Anna, for the people who don't know me. I'm from RTL. RTL is a company which owns TV channels, digital platforms, influencers, and we operate in several countries. Yes. And I'm going to talk about the 200 billion today. The 200 billion, that's the estimation for the TV ad spend in 2023. It's growing, which is good, obviously, for all of us, but it's also digitalizing. In some countries, it's almost 50% of the TV ad spend is digital money. So this means that the field has changed. It's not going to change, but it has changed. We are dealing with different competitors and different consumers, and everyone wants a piece of this money. Then, as I mentioned, not only the field has changed, but also the consumer. We, from a broadcaster point of view, have always dealt with viewers. Now we're dealing with users of platforms and devices. And we want to create fans of our content, but we also want to be fans of theirs. We want to know what they eat, how many cats do they have, so we can give them data solutions or based on data solutions. But we do this from our core. Our core is content. We make content, we're storytellers, and because it's the season, I have a little video clip with the new programs from RTL. There are a few Dutch words in it, but I'll talk you through it. And what better time than to start learning Dutch now?
Iedereen klaar?
Glad to be here, I think.
Go! Heel goed, kom maar!
De Maas, zingen!
Foute vrienden!
Je kent me toch, schat? Hollands Next Topmodel.
De bloemetje, is dat ook een ingrediënt?
Heftig.
Het gaat hartstikke goed.
Nou, dat is dan leuk.
Papa.
Een sleutel.
Een sleutel. Woon jij hier echt?
Ja.
Leef jij hier echt?
Papa, ik hou van je. Hou je ook van mij?
Mijn hart klopt in mijn keel.
Nou, daar gaan we weer.
Op deze plek komen verhalen tot leven.
Dat maakt het eigenlijk nog veel beroerder allemaal.
Wauw!
Ja, waar hij het vandaan haalt, zal ik het niet met je handen aanraken.
Okay.
Je mag zo je handen wassen.
Laat haar los! Met liefde gemaakt. Voor jou, RTL.
Sorry schat voor die laatste vraag. Tuurlijk weet ik dat je bruine ogen hebt.
Yeah, so the last fragment is, honey, I know you well, and the husband obviously forgot that his wife had brown eyes instead of blue, or the other way around. But that's not why I'm showing you this. I'm showing you this because this is our core, this is what we do. We make content, this is what we've been doing for 30 years. This is what everyone knows and expects of us. But is it enough? That's the question. Is it enough for the next coming 30 years? Content is still our king. This is our most important thing. But we ask ourselves, is it enough? We think that distribution should be part of it. We don't think that only content is enough. Where content is your king, distribution should be your kingdom. Very important. And I'm going to walk you through our distribution to show you how we see it, and then how we should see it as a total, unified front on local level. I'm going to start with the free-to-air channels. Those are the TV channels. Everyone knows them. The TV viewing has been declining in the Dutch market. We show new programs. That's what we always do. We're fighting over talents. I think Raymond also said it, fighting over programs and ratings, but that's not the basis or the core of the future. It is a place where we need to innovate. We need to innovate on addressability, on new innovations, and we need to deal with different partners in this field. We are working also with a pilot, or with KPN on a pilot on addressable TV, which is a nice way and a good way to evolve each other, but it also creates questions like, what is my position in the chain? How will I evolve as a company? Then the extension of free-to-air is our AVOD strategy. We have a few digital channels where we push our content as well, and what we've been doing is pushing our advertisement model out of TV consistently through our digital platforms. Not looking at the devices or the platforms, just pushing 20 to 30 seconds on a mobile device. Yeah, so far, so good. But is it the future? Is it what a consumer wants? Does a consumer also want consistently personalized ads on their mobile? And I've said this before, I don't even have enough interest to fill in the gap in ads personalized. Another thing we're doing is working with Media Monks to create new ads based on data insights. So based on the insights we're seeing, creating new ads relevant. This means that we are creating a new advertisement model, not 20 seconds, not even the 6-second billboard, maybe even less advertisements, but relative. But still, two separate things. So when we talk about a dream we have, one of it is unified measurement, a unified front against all those new competitors who are here to stay. We're doing that also within the asphalt environment. We have Videoland, which is our platform where we translate the TV channels into an asphalt platform. We have RTL exclusive content, and we have other content. And as you can see behind me, we are not the only ones. A couple of months ago, I came home and my daughter told me, she greeted me at the door and she said, "Mama, I want to watch Apple TV." Obviously, I had to recover from this remark. She might as well could have stabbed me in the eye, but it was fine. And while I was recovering from this remark, in less than a few minutes, she had bought Little Mermaid, the movie. Not a new version, no, the old version everyone knows, where Disney used to scare the shit out of us with crazy witches. And where we thought our daughters that if they would marry a man, they would have eternal happiness. Not very relevant for my story, but I was looking for a natural moment to just point that out. And I don't know for the other Dutch people, I don't know what you've been doing the last couple of days, but in my household, we have been Disney Plusing. Yes, yes. It's not only for free, it works seamlessly. So we're happy because we are the chosen ones who get it for free for 2 months. But we're also unhappy because people, it's like crack. They get you hooked and then they come back, I've heard, and then they come back and you pay. So how can we beat this on local level? How can we create our dream? I think our dream, and I've heard it, everyone's saying, besides all the pitches we had from our own position, that we want unified measurement, we want unified front, we want local identity, but everyone is doing it by itself or by themselves. If we have a dream where you create a unified front, where creativity combines with tech, local identity, local content, and then unified measurement, that's a lot of ambition. You need to do a lot of things. But when we look at the results on local level, and when we look at the results on the Dutch market, and these are examples, it's not enough. The results are not enough to create that dream. And it shouldn't be a dream, it should be reality. So I agree what the Germans did from RTL Group perspective. Why isn't going faster? So I've had a lot of conversations, not only in the Dutch market, but also outside. And one of the things we keep asking ourselves is, what's in it for me? Why should I work with them? Because it makes them bigger. But there's not much time to think about. And those are the maybe valid questions, but the wrong questions. Because it's not about the return on investment for you. It's about the risk of inaction. When we have 200 billion and everyone fighting over it, and everyone wanting a piece of it, and you're dealing with companies who have a lot of money, technical access, and they're coming, how do you define your local identity? The risk of inaction, because inaction, doing nothing equals nothing in results. If you have a dream, you have ambition, you need to create results. Then this. I'm almost done with me preaching. I started being a mentor for the Startup Bootcamp in Amsterdam, which is fun because they're startups and you get to learn things from them. They get to learn a little bit from the mentors. And this is what I learned last week. This is one of the guys who works for the company told me. If you want to go fast, it's, by the way, an African saying. If you want to go fast, go along, and if you want to go far, go together. And I think we want to go far. We're not in a position to wait. We don't have time, like mentioned before by Harry. It's time to move, partner up, create alliances on local level, and show that Dutch pioneership. Because I'm quoting Arno Otto, if it ain't Dutch, it ain't much for the non-Dutch between us. So we need to get that spirit again. Because otherwise, there's only one thing left to say, which concludes actually my story, is blessed be the fight. Thank you.